These are the 10 most venomous animals in the Appalachian Mountains, starting with number 10. Number 10. The pus caterpillar. It doesn't look dangerous. In fact, it looks almost cute, like a tiny clump of soft fur slowly making its way across a leaf. But don't be fooled. The pus caterpillar, known scientifically as Megalopyge opercularis, is the most venomous caterpillar in all of North America. And it lives right here, in the Appalachian Mountains. That fluffy coat is not soft at all. Hidden beneath those fuzzy hairs are dozens of hollow needle-sharp spines connected directly to venom glands. The moment your skin makes contact, those spines break off and drive themselves deeper into your flesh. Victims consistently describe the pain as being branded with a red-hot iron, except the iron doesn't leave. In September 2020, the Virginia Department of Forestry issued an official public warning after emergency rooms across the Appalachian region reported a dramatic spike in encounters. Patients arrived with intense radiating pain, severe swelling, nausea, and in the most serious cases, difficulty breathing. The pus caterpillar is most active from late August through October, exactly the window when hundreds of thousands of hikers are on the Appalachian Trail. They rest at eye level in oak and elm trees, right where your hand reaches when you need support on a steep climb. If you are stung, do not rub the area. Use tape or a credit card to scrape the spines out, and get to a medical facility fast. There is no anti-venom. But the next creature on our list doesn't sting you once. It can sting you hundreds of times with zero warning. And right now, it is building its nest on the exact trails you plan to hike. Number 9. The bald-faced hornet. Most people write hornets off as a minor inconvenience. That assumption has sent a lot of people to the hospital. The bald-faced hornet, Dolichowespula maculata, is one of the most aggressive stinging insects on the continent. Unlike honeybees, which die after a single sting, a bald-faced hornet can sting repeatedly and without hesitation. A mature nest can hold between 400 and 700 workers. Disturb it, and every single one of them mobilizes within seconds. According to the American College of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology, stinging insects send more than 500,000 people to emergency rooms across the United States every year, and between 90 and 100 of those people die, most from anaphylactic shock. In August 2019, a trail maintenance crew in the Pisgah National Forest in North Carolina was forced to evacuate after 3 workers were swarmed while clearing brush. All 3 required hospital treatment. 1 was airlifted. In the Appalachians, these nests are concealed in dense shrubs and low branches, often directly beside a trail. A hiker moving at a pace through undergrowth may never see one until it is far too late. If you stumble across a nest, don't run in a straight line. Move quickly through dense vegetation and cover your face. Never swat at them. Swatting releases pheromones that call in the entire colony. But the next animal on this list works alone. It hides in the dark, and its bite can quietly destroy your skin from the inside out before you even realize something is wrong. Number 8. The northern black widow. Most people don't realize that a thriving black widow population lives throughout the Appalachian Mountains, tucked into rock crevices, wood piles, old outbuildings, and the undersides of trail bridges from Pennsylvania all the way down to Georgia. The northern black widow, Latrodectus variolus, carries a venom that is 15 times more potent than rattlesnake venom, gram for gram. Its primary toxin attacks the nervous system directly, producing a condition known as latrodectism. Symptoms include severe cramping muscle pain, a rigid abdomen, elevated blood pressure, and in serious cases, dangerous cardiac irregularities. According to the American Association of Poison Control Centers, roughly 2,200 black widow bites are reported in the United States every year. Many victims arrive in the ER with abdominal cramping so severe they are initially misdiagnosed with appendicitis. Hikers are most often bitten when they reach blindly into a rock crevice, pick up a log, or slip on a boot left outside overnight. Always shake out your footwear before putting it on. Never reach into any dark space without looking first. At least the Black Widow gives you that red hourglass as a warning. The next spider on this list gives you nothing, and by the time you notice something is wrong, the damage is already done. Number 7. The brown recluse, Loxosceles reclusa, carries a venom containing an enzyme called sphingomyelinase D, which triggers necrosis. The tissue around the bite begins to die. The skin breaks down, a deep wound opens up, and in the worst cases, that wound can spread to the size of a dinner plate. What makes it uniquely dangerous is the delay. The initial bite is often completely painless. You may not know you have been bitten for several hours. In 2018, a Tennessee man dismissed a minor scratch from a camping trip in the Cherokee National Forest. Within 72 hours, he had a deep necrotizing wound on his calf that required surgery and a skin graft. He spent 11 days in the hospital. According to the National Institutes of Health, roughly 10% of untreated brown recluse bites progress to severe necrotic injury. There is currently no FDA-approved antivenom available in the United States. If you stay in mountain cabins or backcountry shelters, shake out all clothing and bedding before use. And if a small painless bite begins to change in appearance over 24 to 48 hours, get to a doctor immediately. The next animal on this list is one that almost nobody expects to find in the Appalachians, and yet it is here, and its range is growing every year. Number 6. The striped bark scorpion. When most Americans think of scorpions, they picture the deserts of Arizona or New Mexico. But the striped bark scorpion, Centruroides vittatus, is now a documented resident of southwestern Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, and Tennessee. And it is pushing further into the Appalachian range every year. Its neurotoxic venom produces immediate burning, numbness, tingling, and, in sensitive individuals, muscle spasms and difficulty swallowing. According to national poison control data, over 17,000 scorpion stings are reported in the United States annually, and the striped bark scorpion is responsible for the vast majority. What makes it especially hazardous for campers is its behavior. It is an accomplished climber that scales tent fabric, sleeping bags, and footwear. It is drawn to warmth and will seek out a sleeping person in the night. In 2021, a family camping in the Jefferson National Forest in Virginia found a bark scorpion inside their tent after their 8-year-old daughter was stung overnight. The incident prompted the Virginia Department of Wildlife Resources to issue a public advisory about scorpion activity in the southern Appalachians. Always store your boots inside the tent. If you are stung, call immediately poison control. The next animal doesn't hide in your gear. It hides in plain sight on the trail itself, and it causes more venomous snake bites in the eastern United States than any other species alive. Number 5. The eastern copperhead. The eastern copperhead, Alkistrodon contortrix, is the most commonly encountered venomous snake in the Appalachian Mountains. A 2017 study published in Wilderness and Environmental Medicine found that copperhead bites accounted for nearly 45% of all venomous snakebite cases treated at Appalachian region hospitals between 2000 and 2015. Its hemotoxic venom causes intense pain, rapid swelling, and local tissue destruction. The real danger is the camouflage. Its copper and tan-banded pattern is nearly identical to Appalachian leaf litter in the fall. It does not rattle. It does not hiss. It freezes and trusts its camouflage completely. In October 2022, a hiker near Shenandoah National Park stepped on what he thought was a stick and was bitten on the ankle. He required 2 doses of Crowfab antivenom and 4 days in a Charlottesville hospital. Watch where you step, watch where you sit, and never reach under a log without visually clearing the area first. The next snake on this list is considered by wildlife biologists to be significantly more confrontational and far less predictable. Number 4. The eastern cottonmouth. The eastern cottonmouth, Alkistrodon piscivorus, is the only semi-aquatic venomous snake in North America. It inhabits rivers, streams, and lake margins throughout the southern Appalachians, particularly in Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and the Carolinas. When threatened, it coils, throws its head back, and opens its mouth to reveal a startling white interior. That is your warning. Its venom is more potently hemotoxic than the copperhead's, triggering rapid tissue destruction, internal bleeding, and, in untreated cases, organ failure. A 2016 field study, published in Herpetologica, found that cottonmouths held their ground and displayed threat posturing in more than 70% of close human encounters, compared to roughly 25% for copperheads. Anglers and swimmers in the southern Appalachians face the highest risk, particularly at dusk and after dark. If you see a snake near water that opens its mouth and does not retreat, back away slowly. The next snake on this list is the one most experienced outdoorsmen truly fear. Its venom works on a completely different level, and by the time symptoms appear, serious damage may already have occurred. Number 3. The eastern coral snake. It is small, slender, and strikingly beautiful, and it carries one of the most potent venoms of any snake in North America. The eastern coral snake, Micrurus fulvius, is found in the lower elevations of the southern Appalachians across Georgia, South Carolina, and Alabama. Unlike every other snake on this list, its venom is purely neurotoxic. It does not destroy tissue. It shuts down the communication between the nervous system and the muscles. The most terrifying aspect is the delay. The bite itself often causes minimal pain. A person can feel completely normal for 2 to 6 hours after being struck. Then the paralysis begins. Slurred speech, double vision, difficulty swallowing, and ultimately, if the paralysis reaches the breathing muscles, respiratory failure. Before antivenom, coral snake bites carried a mortality rate of approximately 10%. In 2016, Pfizer discontinued the only FDA-approved coral snake antivenom in the country. As of 2023, No replacement is commercially available. Hospitals are drawing from limited stockpiles that will not last indefinitely. Remember the rhyme: red touches yellow, kill a fellow. Red touches black, friend of Jack. But the safest rule is simpler. Leave any snake you cannot positively identify completely alone. The next animal is one most people in the Appalachians have never heard of, but those who have encountered it in the field treat it with exactly the same respect as the timber rattlesnake. Number 2. The Massasauga rattlesnake. Most hikers know to watch for the timber rattlesnake. Far fewer know that a second rattlesnake shares this landscape, one that is smaller, quieter, and more likely to catch you off guard. The Massasauga, Cistrurus catenatus, inhabits the wetlands, bogs, and forest edges of the northern Appalachians, with established populations in Pennsylvania, New York, and Ohio. Research from the University of Michigan has found its venom to be significantly more potent by volume than that of the eastern copperhead. The key difference is yield. Being smaller, it delivers less venom per bite, but a full envenomation in an older adult can escalate rapidly. A 2014 report from a Pennsylvania wildlife clinic documented 12 Massasauga encounters in a single hiking season in Crawford County. 3 resulted in hospital admissions. All 3 patients were over 55. All 3 required antivenom. 1 developed kidney complications. Its rattle is substantially smaller and quieter than a timber rattlesnake's. In wet, windy conditions on a mountain trail, you may not hear it until you are already within striking range, which for a 24-inch Massasauga is just 16 inches. Give every rattlesnake the same respect regardless of size. And now, number 1, the animal that every backcountry guide, wildlife biologist, and emergency physician in the Appalachians names without hesitation. Number 1. The timber rattlesnake. The timber rattlesnake, Crotalus horridus, is the apex venomous predator of the Appalachian Mountains. Adults routinely reach 5 to 6 feet in length, weigh up to 4.5 pounds, and have been documented surviving in the wild for more than 30 years. They were here before the first trails were cut through these mountains, and they will be here long after. Their venom is a complex, destructive mixture of hemotoxins that rupture blood cells, cytotoxins that dissolve tissue, and myotoxins that tear apart muscle fibers. In northeastern Appalachian populations, an additional neurotoxic component called canebrake toxin has also been documented. A single adult can inject between 75 and 200 milligrams of venom in one strike. The estimated lethal dose for a human adult is approximately 75 milligrams. A long-term study across 5 Appalachian states found the timber rattlesnake responsible for 62% of all serious venomous snake bites, requiring crowfab anti-venom treatment in the region from 1983 to 2012. The same study, published in the journal Toxicon, found that treating a serious envenomation now costs an average of more than $100,000. They are ambush predators that hold perfectly still for hours. Their banded gray and brown pattern against rocky ground is nearly impossible to distinguish from the surrounding terrain. In September 2018, an experienced hiker with over 800 logged miles on the Appalachian Trail reached down near a trail marker in New Hampshire and was struck before he ever saw the snake. He was airlifted to Dartmouth Hitchcock Medical Center, received 7 vials of antivenom over 4 days, and later said it was the most frightening experience of his life. The timber rattlesnake is not aggressive. Every documented strike on a human has been defensive, but that offers no comfort when you step within range of a 5-foot snake you never saw. Stay on marked trails. Watch every step on rocky terrain. Never reach into any space you have not visually cleared. Keep dogs on a leash. And if you hear a rattle, stop immediately. Locate the sound before you take another step. These mountains are extraordinary. That is exactly why you are here. But that wildness demands your full awareness every single time you step onto the trail. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had a run-in with any of these animals out on the trail? Whether it was a close call or a full encounter, please share your experience in the comments below. I can't wait to read what you've been through.